Hello, my dear listener. Take a deep, gentle breath in and slowly let it out. Again, inhale softly. Hold it and release, letting all the tension drift away. Allow your body to melt into comfort, as if every muscle knows it can finally rest. Feel your shoulders grow heavy, your hands loosen, your eyes gently close. Outside, imagine a quiet evening. A cool breeze brushes softly against your cheeks. There is no rush, no noise, no hurry, only calmness, only peace. Every sound you hear now is safe. Every word I whisper brings you deeper into relaxation. Your breath is steady, calm, and slow. You are safe, and you are warm, drifting deeper, like a feather floating toward the earth. Now, as you rest, we begin our story. Our story today begins in a quiet, cobblestone town, tucked away in the rolling hills of the medieval world. The night air is cool, but not cold. The kind of air that carries with it the scent of burning wood from distant hearths, and the faint sweetness of hay stored in wooden barns. The streets are mostly empty. A few lanterns flicker with golden light, swaying gently as if breathing with the breeze. And within a small stone workshop, tucked between two narrow houses, there lives the bellmaker. The bellmaker is an older man, his back curved from years of bending over molten bronze and heavy anvils. Yet his movements are slow and graceful, as though he has become part of the rhythm of his craft. In this age, bells are not merely tools, they are voices. They call the villagers to prayer. They warn of danger. They mark the hours of the day when shadows stretch and when candles must be lit. Each bell, the bellmaker believes, carries a spirit. It is not just bronze and metal. It is breath and memory, captured in sound. Tonight, the workshop is silent, except for the faint hiss of glowing embers. The fire has dimmed, but its warmth lingers. A gentle pulse of heat against the cool night. On the workbench rests a newly cast bell, its surface shimmering with soft bronze glow, still unpolished, still waiting for its voice to be discovered. Medieval detail and hypnotic imagery in the 14th century, bells were carefully tuned by hand. The bellmaker would tap them gently, listening for their pitch. A low hum, like a sighing breath. A high ring, like starlight in the sky. And sometimes, just sometimes, the bell would sing a note that seemed to echo inside the soul. The bellmaker believed that no two bells were ever the same, just as no two voices, no two heartbeats, no two dreams are ever the same. He runs his hand slowly along the rim of the new bell, the cool bronze under his fingertips. The surface feels like frozen sunlight, smooth, heavy, eternal. You, dear listener, can imagine that feeling, the way your fingertips glide across something solid, ancient, and grounding. And as you imagine, your mind becomes still, steady, anchored in this moment. Listen now. The bellmaker lifts a small wooden mallet. He strikes the bell softly. Gunning, the sound lingers, spreading outward like ripples on a pond. It vibrates through the air, through the workshop walls, out into the night sky. Close your eyes and feel that vibration. Imagine it flowing through your chest, your arms, your legs, until even your toes hum with gentle resonance. Each vibration loosens you further, deeper. The sound is not sharp, not loud. It is soft, steady, like a lullaby for the earth itself. The bellmaker listens with a smile, and so do you. You let the sound fade into silence, like a candle melting into darkness. As the night deepens, the bellmaker sits beside the fire. He takes a small cloth and begins to polish the bronze surface of the bell. Slow circles, slow strokes, back and forth, steady, endless. The cloth whispers against the bell. She, like a mother soothing a child. And as he polishes, he thinks of all the lives this bell will one day touch. It will call children to lessons in the village school. It will mark weddings with joyful tones. And perhaps, one day, it will toll softly at dusk, reminding weary travelers that home is never too far away. The thought comforts him, and it comforts you, too. Because in this world, even metal and stone have voices that care, and every sound can become a friend. The workshop is warm and safe. The fire glows gently, no longer fierce, but calm, glowing like a heartbeat. The air smells faintly of bronze, smoke, and oil. Outside, the stars shine brightly. The cobblestone streets are silent. The whole town seems to sleep, wrapped in a blanket of night. And you, dear listener, can feel yourself drifting, just like this town. Your mind slows. Your breathing softens, and you know that rest is near. And so, the bell maker continues polishing. The bell continues humming. And the night continues holding everything in its gentle embrace. You are safe. You are calm. And you are ready to drift into a deeper, sweeter rest. Take another slow breath in, and gently let it go. Each breath carries you deeper into rest, as though the night itself is rocking you softly to sleep. The bellmaker leans back on his wooden stool, the fabric still gliding across the bronze surface. The bell is shining more brightly now, its glow reflecting the fire as sleepy embers. Each circle of polishing is steady, slow, and patient, and in that patience, there is comfort. It feels as though time itself has slowed, as though the night has paused just to let this moment last longer. The bellmaker hums quietly to himself. It isn't a full song, only a whisper of melody, like a lullaby he barely remembers. His voice blends with the crackling of the fire, weaving a soft harmony of warmth and calm. If you listen closely, you can almost imagine the tune. A song without words, carried gently on the night air. He pauses, rests his hand against the bell, and smiles. For him, every bell is more than an object. It is a memory in the making. Some bells will ring to mark the rising of the sun, guiding farmers into their fields. Others will toll when the market opens, a signal that bread is warm, that goods are ready. And some, quieter bells, will rest in chapels where prayers echo in stone arches, their notes carrying softly into heaven. The man knows all of this, and still, as he holds the bell, it feels as though he is holding a secret waiting to be spoken. Not yet, not tonight, but someday soon. The fire sighs again, sending a gentle glow across the stone walls. Shadows dance slowly, swaying like curtains in a breeze. The air in the workshop is warm, yet the window cracks allow in the scent of night-fresh earth, distant rain, and faint smoke from chimneys across the town. Outside, the cobblestones glisten faintly, kissed by dew. A cat slips quietly through the street, its paws so soft they make no sound at all. Above, the stars are scattered like spilled silver dust across the dark sky. The moon, pale and full, watches over the town with gentle light. The bellmaker takes another breath and reaches for his mallet once more. A soft tap, and again, the bronze hums. Not loud, not sharp, but full, rich, and endless. The note travels outward, far beyond the workshop, through the cobbled street, past the timbered houses, past the sleeping animals in their stalls, even through the open fields beyond the walls. It is as if the sound itself has wings. For a moment, you, too, feel as though the sound touches you. It vibrates gently through your body, loosening what little tension still lingers. Your chest rises and falls more calmly. Your mind feels lighter. The note slowly fades, but its echo remains deep within. The bellmaker closes his eyes. He imagines what the villagers will hear when this bell finally takes its place in the tower. He imagines them pausing, looking up, feeling a moment of connection to one another through that single, gentle tone. And in that imagining, he feels peace. You feel it too, because this sound, this vision, is more than history. It is timeless. It is human. It is the language of calm, spoken without words. The bell rests now, polished, shining, and silent. The workshop grows still, except for the quiet breathing of the old man. The fire dims further, its glow now only embers, red and gold. The warmth lingers, but faintly, like the last kiss of sunlight before twilight. Outside, the night deepens. The stars shine brighter. The whole village is asleep, each window dark, each soul dreaming. And you, too, drift more deeply, sinking gently into this night, guided by the whisper of the bell. You are safe. You are calm. And with each breath, You are slipping further into the sweetest rest. The bellmaker slowly rises from his stool, his knees creaking gently as he stretches. He sets the polished bell carefully on the wooden bench, as though it were a sleeping child he did not wish to wake. His workshop is quiet now, filled with shadows that lean long across the stone floor. The fire, almost gone, gives just a few faint crackles, like whispers too shy to speak aloud. He steps toward the window and pushes it open a little wider. The cool night air drifts in, carrying with it the sense of hay and damp earth, the hush of distant fields, and the faint song of crickets, weaving their steady rhythm into the silence. He closes his eyes and lets the air brush across his face, cooling his skin, lifting his thoughts. The town sleeps, its heartbeat steady and slow. Every shutter is drawn, every door is closed. And yet the stillness feels alive, as though the walls themselves are breathing softly. The bellmaker listens not with his ears, but with his heart, and in that silence, he finds peace. Behind him, the bell glimmers faintly, catching the moonlight that spills through the window. It seems to glow of its own accord, as though the moon has lent it a secret, a soft, silver breath. The man smiles. To him, this is not just metal, not just craft. It is a piece of the night itself, captured in shape and sound. He moves slowly now, tidying the tools on his workbench, brushing aside the tiny flecks of bronze dust, folding the cloth he used to polish. Each action is deliberate, unhurried, a ritual of closure for the day. And as he works, he hums again, that same half-forgotten tune, weaving the silence with threads of music. The hum drifts out of the window, carried across rooftops and gardens, where it mingles with the chirping of night creatures. The air is soft, filled with layers of gentle sounds, the crackle of embers, the whisper of cloth, the steady rhythm of a man breathing, the faint song of crickets. Together, they form a lullaby not written by any composer, but born of the night itself. You can hear it too, can't you? The way small sounds become vast when you close your eyes. The way they seem to echo inside your body, calming your heart, slowing your thoughts. Every sound is a gift, every moment an invitation to rest. The bellmaker returns to the bell. He touches it once more, running his fingers across the cool surface. He feels its weight, not just in metal, but in meaning. He knows that tomorrow, he will lift it into the tower, with the help of the villagers. But tonight, it belongs only to him, and to the quiet. The night deepens further. The moon climbs higher, silver light spilling across the cobblestones like a river of dreams. The rooftops glisten faintly with dew, and the town is wrapped in layers of shadow and starlight. The bellmaker sighs, a long, gentle breath. He places both hands on the table, leans forward, and closes his eyes. For a moment, the world holds still. The silence thickens, yet it is not empty. It is full of comfort, full of rest, full of the unseen arms of night, holding everything close. You feel it too, the way silence can be a sound of its own. The way stillness can sing in a voice softer than any melody. It flows around you, through you, within you. It carries you deeper, softer, into the folds of rest. The bellmaker eventually drapes a cloth over the bronze bell, as though tucking it into bed. He gives it a final, affectionate pat, and whispers something only it can hear. Perhaps it is a prayer, perhaps a blessing, perhaps just a thank you. But whatever it is, the bell seems to shine a little brighter. As if it understands, he turns toward his bed in the corner of the workshop, a simple cot with wool blankets and a pillow stuffed with feathers. He lowers himself carefully, groaning softly as his tired bones settle into rest. The blanket rustles as he pulls it over his chest. The fire glows faintly nearby, its warmth wrapping him like a second blanket. The bell rests on the bench, silent but alive, keeping him company. The stars watch through the window. The crickets sing softly outside, and the town, still asleep, breathes slowly, gently, endlessly. You too feel this rhythm, this safe, steady rhythm that carries you deeper and deeper into calm. Your breath is slow, your body heavy, and yet your heart is light, floating, drifting, ready for dreams. The night holds you now. It cradles you, just as it cradles the bellmaker, just as it cradles the bell. There is no need to hurry, no need to think, only rest, only peace, only sleep. The bellmaker drifts slowly into sleep, his breaths deep and even, his chest rising and falling in a steady rhythm. Around him, the workshop holds its silence, like a guardian. The bell, resting on the bench, gleams faintly beneath its cloth, as though keeping watch through the night. It does not ring, but if you listen closely, you might almost hear a memory of its tone, like a dream lingering at the edge of thought. The air is cool, carrying the faint scent of pine from the distant forest. The town outside lies still, every street wrapped in shadow, every cottage pressed into slumber. Only the watchman stirs, pacing along the walls, his lantern glowing faintly like a small star adrift on stone. Even his footsteps are muffled, softened by the weight of midnight. Above, the sky is endless, black velvet stitched with silver stars. The moon has tilted westward, its glow spilling gently through the window and painting a soft square of light across the floor. Dust motes drift lazily in the pale beam, rising and falling like tiny dancers, too slow for the waking world, perfect for dreams. In his sleep, the bellmaker dreams of sound. He dreams of bells ringing across valleys, across rivers, across hills where sheep graze and farmers pause to listen. Each note is clear, full, and golden, carrying warmth through the morning air. He sees the faces of villagers looking upward, eyes filled with wonder, their lives touched, however briefly, by the music of bronze. The dream shifts, soft as clouds moving across the sky. Now he is a child again, barefoot on cobblestones, listening to the first bell he ever heard. It rang from the Abbey Tower at dawn, its call deep and steady, guiding the town into the day. He remembers how it vibrated in his chest, how it felt like the whole world had taken a breath at once. That moment, long ago, planted the seed that would grow into his craft. The dream deepens. The bellmaker finds himself walking through a meadow at twilight, the air thick with the scent of lavender and fresh grass. The sky glows with the last light of the sun, soft orange fading into purple, and somewhere in the distance, a bell rings not loud, not commanding, but gentle, like a friend calling softly across the field. He follows the sound, step by step, until he sees a small chapel on a hill. Its single bell swings slowly in the tower. He feels at peace. He feels at home. Meanwhile, in the waking world, the workshop is still. The fire has gone out, leaving only faint wisps of smoke curling upward. The embers glow like tiny stars fallen onto the hearth. The night presses close around the walls, yet inside, it is warm with presence. The bell rests quietly, and yet its silence is alive. If you were to place your hand upon it now, you might feel the faintest hum, a memory of sound lingering in the bronze. It is as though the bell is dreaming too, waiting for its moment, waiting for the dawn. And so the night passes. Slowly, gently, hour by hour, the darkness deepens and then begins to fade. The stars withdraw one by one, like candles being softly blown out. The moon lowers itself toward the horizon, bowing gracefully before leaving the sky, and the first blush of morning touches the edge of the world, pale pink and gold, tender as a whisper. A rooster calls faintly in the distance. A cart creaks along the road, its wheels crunching softly against the stones. A dog stretches and shakes itself awake, its collar jingling faintly. The town begins to stir, not with haste, but with the gentle rhythm of another day beginning. The bellmaker stirs too, shifting beneath his wool blanket. He sighs, stretching his arms, his eyes blinking open slowly, as though reluctant to leave the safety of sleep. The morning air is cool on his face, and he pulls the blanket closer for just a moment more. Then, with a small smile, he sits up. His gaze falls upon the bench, where the bell rests beneath its cloth. He rises, steps forward, and lifts the cover away. The bell gleams, kissed now by the soft gold of sunrise. It is no longer just bronze. It is light. It is music waiting to happen. It is promise made solid. The bellmaker places his hand upon it and nods. Today is the day. Today, this bell will find its voice in the tower, where its song can reach the hearts of many. He feels both pride and humility, knowing his hands shaped it, yet its sound belongs to the world. Outside, the villagers gather, their faces bright with curiosity. They have waited for this moment, eager to hear the first toll. Children hold their parents' hands, pointing toward the tower with wide eyes. Old men lean on their canes, recalling other bells, other times. Women bring baskets of bread, ready to share after the ringing. The whole village hums with quiet anticipation. The bellmaker watches from his workshop window for just a moment, his heart swelling. Then he steps outside, the cool morning breeze brushing against his face, the sun warming his shoulders. He walks slowly toward the tower, the bell shining behind him, ready to be lifted. And as you picture this moment, your breath grows slower still. You feel the same anticipation, but softened, stretched, slowed, as though the story itself is guiding you deeper, deeper into rest. Each detail is clear, each sound gentle, each image calm. The morning light, the waiting faces, the silent bell of it blending into one soft lullaby. You drift with it, float with it, surrender to it. The story holds you. The night still lingers within you, and your body grows heavier, calmer, more at peace. You are safe, you are warm. You are carried gently toward sleep. The morning grows brighter as the villagers gather in the square. Their voices are low, hushed, as though they know this moment is sacred. Some carry ropes, some carry ladders, and others bring only their hands and hearts, ready to help however they can. The bellmaker stands among them, smiling gently, his weathered face calm and steady. The bell rests upon a wooden cart, wrapped once more in its protective cloth. Sunlight glints along the edges of the bronze that peek through, as though eager to escape, eager to shine fully in its place. Children crowd closer, whispering questions. How heavy is it? How far will its song carry? Will it sound like thunder, or like angels singing? Their parents hush them kindly, telling them to wait, to listen, to be patient. With careful hands, the villagers lift the bell. It sways slightly, heavy but willing, as ropes tighten and muscles strain. The bellmaker guides them, his voice soft yet firm, reminding them of balance, of patience, of steady rhythm. Step by step, the bell rises higher, carried toward the tower that has long stood silent. The tower itself seems to lean forward, eager to receive its gift. Its stones are weathered, gray and strong, worn smooth by centuries of wind and rain. Inside, narrow stairs coil upward, lit by slivers of light through small arched windows. And at the top, wooden beams stretch wide, waiting like open arms. The bell is lifted slowly, with care. Each creak of rope, each groan of wood, is steady and sure. The villagers pull together, their bodies swaying as one, their breath rising and falling in unison. It is a dance, a ritual, an offering of strength and patience. The bellmaker walks beside it, his hand resting lightly on its side. He whispers to it, as though speaking to a friend, gentle words of encouragement, blessings for the journey upward. The villagers do not hear his words, but they feel his calm, and it steadies them. Higher and higher, the bell rises. Sunlight flashes along its polished surface, dazzling in brief golden sparks. The air seems to grow quieter, as though even the birds have paused to watch, and slowly, slowly, the bell finds its place within the tower. When it finally rests upon the great wooden beams, a sigh moves through the crowd below. It is not loud, not spoken, but felt a collective release, a deep breath shared by many hearts. The bell rests now in its home, high above the square, gazing out across the rooftops, the fields, the rivers that thread through the land. The bellmaker climbs the stairs, each step echoing softly in the hollow tower. At the top, he places his hands upon the bell once more, steadying it, blessing it, thanking it. For a moment, he does not move, only breathes, his forehead resting gently against the bronze. And in that touch, he feels the weight of years, the patience of craft, the promise of sound. Below, the villagers wait. Children lean forward, eyes wide. The baker wipes flour from his hands onto his apron. The shepherd rests his crook against a stone wall. All of them look upward, waiting for the first sound. The bellmaker steps back, his hand reaching for the rope. He closes his eyes, draws in a slow breath, and listens to the silence that comes before the sound. That silence is precious, sacred. It is the pause between heartbeats, the stillness before dawn, the calm that holds the world together. And then, gently, he pulls. The bell swings forward, slow and heavy, then back again. For a moment, there is only silence. Then the note bursts forth, full and round, a deep bronze hum that fills the air like sunlight pouring through clouds. The sound is rich, steady, and golden. It flows outward, beyond the square, beyond the rooftops, beyond the fields. It travels over hills and rivers, through forests and valleys, carrying with it warmth and peace. Birds lift into the air, startled, but then glide calmly on the waves of sound. Cows in their pastures raise their heads, listening. Even the river seems to ripple, more softly, touched by the vibration. The villagers look upward in awe. Some smile, some close their eyes, some whispered prayers, their words drowned but not lost within the great hum. Children press close to their parents, feeling the vibration in their chests, eyes shining with wonder. The bellmaker holds the rope steady, guiding the rhythm. Again it swings, and again the note rings, and each toll feels slower than time itself, as though the world has paused to listen. The sound is not only heard, it is felt, in the bones, in the heart, in the quiet spaces of the soul. You can feel it too. The way the sound lingers, the way it hums gently through your body. It loosens what little tension remains. It softens the edges of thought. It rocks you deeper, deeper, into peace. The bell continues its song, not hurried, not harsh, but steady, patient, eternal. And with each toll, the villagers sink into calm, their shoulders lowering, their breaths slowing, their hearts steadying. The bell is no longer just an object of bronze. It is a voice, a prayer, a dream made real. And above them all, the bellmaker smiles. For this is not his work alone, it is the work of night and fire, of earth and patience, of silence and sound. It is the work of time itself. The bell swings once more. The note rolls outward, vast and endless, and in its embrace, you feel yourself drifting, slower, softer, deeper, held by the sound, carried by the story, lulled toward rest. The bell's voice fills the morning air, rolling across the rooftops, through the open fields, along the winding river. Its tone is strong, yet gentle, as though speaking both to the earth and to the sky. It lingers long after each swing, a golden thread weaving through the fabric of the day. Below, the villagers stand in stillness. No one rushes away. No one interrupts. For these few moments, they are bound together by sound, by silence, by the space between the tolls. It is as if the bell has reminded them of something they already knew. Deep within that life is both fleeting and eternal. That time is precious, yet endlessly renewing. The bellmaker keeps the rope steady in his hands. His body sways slightly with the rhythm, like a tree bending gently in the wind. His eyes are closed, but his lips curve into the faintest smile. For him, this is not simply a bell. It is a heartbeat given form. The children are the first to break into laughter, their small voices ringing out like echoes of the bell itself. Their parents smile, wiping quiet tears from their eyes. The elders nod slowly, their memories stirred by the resonance, by the way it feels like every bell they have ever heard is singing again through this one. And then the bell falls silent. Its final note shimmers, fades, and dissolves into the morning air, leaving behind only silence. But it is not an empty silence. It is full, warm, and alive. The villagers breathe together, exhaling as though they have all been holding their breath. The bellmaker opens his eyes. He steps back from the rope, letting it fall gently against the wall. For a long moment, he simply looks at the bell, resting now, quiet, dignified. His chest rises with pride, but also with humility. For he knows the sound is not his alone, it belongs to everyone who heard it, and to everyone who ever will. The villagers begin to cheer softly, not with loudness, but with gratitude. Some clap their hands together, others bow their heads, some simply smile. The children clap and jump, their excitement spilling like sunlight. The bellmaker descends. The tower steps slowly, each footfall steady, echoing softly in the hollow stone spiral. When he reaches the square, the villagers gather around him. They thank him, they embrace him, they bless him. Bread is broken. Warm loaves pass from hand to hand, the morning turning into a quiet celebration. The bell maker accepts their gratitude, but his voice remains gentle, reminding them that the bell belongs not to him, but to the village, to the land, to time itself. The day unfolds peacefully. Merchants set out their goods. Farmers drive their carts into the square. Children chase each other across the cobblestones. Yet above it all, the bell rests, shining in the tower, a silent guardian watching over them. Its presence is enough. Its silence, too, is music. As the sun climbs higher, the bellmaker returns to his workshop. He opens the door slowly, stepping into the space that still carries the faint scent of smoke and bronze. He looks at the empty bench where the bell once sat and smiles. The bench is bare now, but it does not feel lonely. It feels ready for another creation, another story, another bell. The man lowers himself onto his stool. He lets out a deep, contented sigh. His hands, rough with years of labor, rest quietly on his knees. He closes his eyes, and for a moment, he hears the echo again, the deep, warm hum of bronze, vibrating in his chest, lingering in his bones. The memory is enough to make him drowsy, his body softening, his thoughts slowing. The hum blends with the rhythm of his own breath, steady and soothing. The workshop grows still once more, shadows stretching gently across the floor as the day moves on, and you, listening, drifting, feel it too. The way the sound lingers even in silence. The way the body remembers calm even when the voice is quieted. It is within you now, woven deep, like the echo of a dream you do not need to hold on to, for it holds on to you. The village outside hums with gentle life, but inside the workshop, time seems slower, softer. The bellmaker leans back slightly, his body heavy, his breath deep. He does not sleep yet, but he drifts in that space between waking and dreaming, where thoughts move like clouds, slow and shapeless. The world is safe here. The story is safe here, and you are safe here. Each breath carries you deeper, calmer, closer to rest. Your body is heavy, your mind is quiet, your heart is steady. You are cradled, held, rocked gently by the story, by the bell, by the silence. And as the bellmaker sits in his quiet workshop, and the bell rests high above the village, and the day unfolds with warmth and peace, you too drift further, further, into stillness, into comfort, into sleep. The hours of the day move quietly, like water flowing over smooth stones. The sun climbs, warms the fields, touches the rooftops with gold, and drifts slowly toward the west. The bell in the tower gleams in the light, silent now, yet present, its weight and shape a promise of sound whenever needed. Children play in the square below, chasing one another across the cobblestones, their laughter bright and clear. Merchants call gently from their stalls, offering bread, cloth, herbs, and tools. The baker slides loaves from his oven, steam rising in soft curls, filling the air with the comfort of warmth. The shepherd passes through with his flock, their bells tinkling lightly, a softer echo of the great bell above. Through it all, the bellmaker watches from his workshop window. His face is calm, content, his hands resting idly on the sill. For many years, his days were filled with the noise of hammer and fire, with the long shaping of bronze into music. But now, for this day at least, there is quiet, and that quiet feels like a reward. The bellmaker takes a cup of water, cool from the clay jug, and drinks slowly. He lets the taste linger, as simple and refreshing as the morning dew. Then he sets the cup aside and returns to his stool. The bench before him is empty, but he does not mind. It is enough to know the bell he crafted sings in the tower above, waiting for its next voice. As the afternoon drifts onward, the air outside grows heavy with warmth. Shadows stretch long across the square, stretching like sleepy arms. A few villagers rest beneath the shade of trees, their voices low, their eyes half closed. The sound of the river beyond the walls is faint but steady, its murmur blending with the hum of bees in the fields. The bellmaker leans back, closes his eyes, and lets the sounds wash over him. He does not need to move. does not need to speak. It is enough to listen, to feel the world breathing gently around him. And as he sits there, his thoughts grow lighter, like feathers caught on a soft breeze. He remembers the old abbey bells he once heard as a boy. He remembers how villagers once believed that bells could drive away storms. Their sound thought to scatter thunderclouds and frighten away lightning. He smiles faintly at the memory of elders standing with heads bowed, whispering prayers as bells tolled across darkening skies. And though he knows it is only belief, there is still comfort in it, for sound, after all, can carry faith as much as it carries music. The bellmaker's breathing grows slower. His head tilts slightly, resting against the back of his chair. The room around him softens, shadows blending into gentle patterns on the stone walls. The day fades, but not with haste, with patience, with calm. Outside, the sun lowers toward the horizon. Its light turns golden, then orange, then soft rose. The rooftops catch the glow, and the fields beyond shimmer, as though brushed with fire. The villagers return home, their voices fading into quiet doorways, into warm kitchens, into the hush of evening routines. And as the light dims, the bellmaker stirs. He rises slowly, his joints stiff but willing, and steps to the door. Outside, the air is cool, touched by the scent of wood smoke and evening earth. The sky above him deepens into indigo, the first stars peeking shyly through. He walks to the base of the tower. The bell above gleams faintly in the last light, its surface kissed by sunset. He rests his hand against the stone, feeling its strength, its coolness, its history. And in that moment, he feels the bond between stone and bronze, between earth and sky, between silence and sound. The villagers gather again in the square, not for work this time, but for rest. Some sit with bowls of stew, their spoons clinking softly. Others hum quiet songs, voices low and gentle. Children lean against their parents, eyes heavy with sleep, lulled by the calm of evening. The bellmaker watches them, his heart full. He knows that this bell will not only mark hours or call to prayer, it will be part of their lives, woven into weddings and festivals, into moments of joy and sorrow alike. Its sound will echo in their memories, just as bells echoed in his when he was young. The air grows cooler, the stars brighter. The moon lifts slowly, bathing the square in silver. And in that silver light, the bell rests silently, majestic and patient, as though waiting for night itself to give permission. The bellmaker turns back toward his workshop. He lights a small candle, its flame flickering gently against the walls. The glow is soft, golden, warm, soothing in its simplicity. He sits once more on his stool, his body heavy, his thoughts slow. The candle flame wavers, steady but alive, like a heartbeat of light. The shadows stretch long and sway gently with the breeze. And the bellmaker breathes slowly, deeply, letting the rhythm of night carry him into peace. You feel it too. The rhythm of silence, the calm of sound, the weight of stillness settling over the world. Your breath is steady, your body soft, your mind is light, drifting like a leaf upon a stream. The story holds you, the bell holds you, the night holds you. And with each word, with each breath, you are carried deeper, softer, closer to rest. The village sleeps, shutters are closed, fires dimmed, voices hushed. Only the quiet steps of a night watchman move along the cobbled streets, his lantern glowing softly like a star fallen to earth. He pauses now and then, listening to the silence, as though the very air holds a secret. Above him, the bell rests in the tower, silent but present. It does not need to ring, not yet. Its stillness is as powerful as its sound, a promise kept in bronze and air. The moonlight touches its curve, laying silver across the metal, making it gleam like a half-hidden jewel. In the bellmaker's workshop, the candle burns low. The flame flickers gently, stretching tall, bowing small, as though breathing in rhythm with the night. The bellmaker sits quietly, his hands folded in his lap, his eyes half closed. He is not asleep, not yet, but he is very near the place where waking and dreaming meets. He imagines the bell ringing softly, not loudly, but gently, like a whisper across the fields. In his mind, the sound drifts outward, through windows, across rooftops, into the hearts of those who sleep. The sound does not wake them. It rocks them, comforts them, wraps them like a blanket of bronze and air. And as he imagines this, his breathing slows even further. The rhythm of his body matches the imagined, tolling steady, deep, reassuring. A heartbeat in sound, a lullaby in tone. The night grows deeper. Clouds drift like soft blankets across the sky, covering the stars, leaving only the moon to shine. The fields outside the walls grow hushed. The river moves quietly, and the forest beyond rustles, only now and then, as if sighing in its sleep. It is a world at rest, a world cradled in stillness. Inside the workshop, the bellmaker finally leans forward, resting his head upon his arms. The wood beneath him is smooth, worn by years of use, familiar beneath his skin. The warmth of the candle glows against his cheek, and slowly, gently, he drifts into dreams. In his dream, he is young again. He stands in the square of his childhood village, watching as an older bellmaker shapes molten bronze. The air is filled with sparks and smoke, with the hiss of cooling metal, with the ringing of hammer on mold. He watches with wide eyes, his heart full of wonder, his soul drinking in the magic of creation. The dream shifts, soft and fluid. He is no longer a boy, but a man at work, pouring metal, carving inscriptions, shaping sound into form. He hears the echo of bells in distant towns, bells he himself crafted, their voices carried across miles. Each toll is a reminder that his hands have touched lives far beyond his village. The dream shifts once more. He sees the tower before him, the bell hanging proud, the villagers gathered in awe. He sees their faces lit by joy, by reverence, by gratitude. And he knows, even in dreaming, that this is his legacy. Not the metal itself, not the sound alone, but the comfort it brings, the unity it creates, the way it ties one heart to another. The bellmaker sighs in his sleep, the sound soft and content. The candle flickers lower, its flame now a small, glowing ember of light. Shadows deepen, wrapping the room in velvet darkness. Yet there is no fear in that darkness, only calm, only rest, only the gentle embrace of night. Outside, the watchman passes once more. He glances at the tower, nods to himself, and continues his slow walk. The sound of his boots on stone is steady, like a quiet drumbeat beneath the silence. The lantern swings, casting circles of golden glow, then fading back into shadow. The bell does not move. The village does not stir. The night deepens, and stillness reigns. In the distance, an owl calls once, its voice soft and low. The trees rustle faintly, stirred by a passing breeze. The river sighs as it winds its way over stones. And then, again, there is silence. The silence is not empty. It is full of peace, full of quiet life, full of the deep rhythm of a world at rest. The silence is a song all its own, softer than bells, gentler than wind, and it carries every one villager, watchman, shepherd, child into the soft arms of sleep. The bellmaker dreams on, carried deeper and deeper. He feels as though he is drifting upon a boat, the current steady, the water calm, the stars above endless. He hears the imagined toll of a bell guiding him, not sharp, not loud, but steady, one note at a time, pulling him ever onward. Each toll is a breath, each toll is a heartbeat, each toll is rest, and you too are carried with him. You feel the rhythm, the slowness, the calm. You hear the silence between sounds, and the silence feels safe, soothing, complete. Your body softens, your breath deepens, your thoughts float like feathers. You are drifting, gently, safely, deeply, into rest. The village remains wrapped in quiet, the kind of stillness that feels like a soft blanket over the earth. The moon rides higher now, casting silver across rooftops and fields, touching the bell tower with its glow. The bronze curve of the bell shines faintly, holding the night within its silence. Inside his workshop, the bellmaker drifts further into dream. The candle has burned to a stub, its light weak and wavering, shadows long and deep along the stone walls. Yet the dream within him glows brighter than the flame. He dreams of bells across kingdoms. He dreams of towers in distant lands, of abbeys with tall spires, of castles where lords and ladies pause to listen. Everywhere, the tolling carries deep, rich, steady. He knows these are not just sounds. They are messages, reaching across valleys and hills, speaking to hearts that may never meet yet feel the same rhythm. The dream carries him further. He walks along a meadow where wildflowers sway in a summer breeze. Somewhere nearby, a bell tolls softly, not a call to prayer, not an alarm, but a gentle marking of time. The sound is so calm, so even, that even the bees seem to hum in harmony with it. The bellmaker pauses in his dream, kneeling to touch the petals of a flower. He feels the softness against his fingertips, the same softness he once felt in molten wax when carving inscriptions before the casting of bronze. The detail of his craft comes back to him, the careful etching of words, of blessings, of prayers, onto the molds before fire touched metal. He remembers how villagers would sometimes write their hopes on slips of parchment, burying them in the clay molds, so that their wishes might live within the bell forever. And he wonders if those hopes still echo faintly whenever the bell sings. The meadow fades into a forest. The air grows cooler, filled with the rustle of leaves and the distant trickle of streams. Here, too, he hears bells, but softer ones, handbells carried by travelers, tinkling gently as they walk. He sees pilgrims moving slowly along a path, their cloaks worn, their feet dusty, but their spirits lightened by the small chimes they carry. It was said in older days that such bells could ward off evil, their sound keeping the weary safe as they wandered through wild lands. The bellmaker listens, his heart warmed by the thought. Sound as protection, as comfort, as faith. He closes his eyes even in the dream, letting the forest's quiet mix with the gentle ringing until the world itself feels like one vast lullaby. Back in the real world, the night deepens. The candle at last gutters and fades, leaving the workshop in full darkness. But the darkness is kind, not frightening. It holds him like a cradle, rocking him deeper into slumber. The moonlight through the window paints silver across the floor, a faint glow that watches over him. The watchman makes his final round, his lantern low. He looks once more at the bell tower, then at the sleeping homes, and nods. All is well. He whispers the old phrase of the watch, soft and steady. Rest, for the night is kind. Then he disappears into the quiet. The bell itself remains still. Yet, even in stillness, it seems alive. The villagers, dreaming in their homes, hear it in their minds, not ringing loudly, but present, a silent guardian above their rest. It is as though the bell's mere existence brings comfort, a reminder that time is watched, that life is steady, that night will pass gently into dawn. The bellmaker's dream grows deeper. He sees not bells now, but pure sound waves of bronze light rippling outward, touching everything, touching everyone. The sound is color, it is warmth, it is presence, it is endless, without beginning or end, a soft circle carrying him further and further inward. He breathes with it, one slow inhale, one slow exhale. Each breath is a toll, a note, a rhythm, and with each rhythm, he drifts deeper into peace. And you, too, drift with him. You feel the sound, though no bell has struck. You feel the silence, though it is full of life. You breathe with it, move with it, dream with it, and as the bellmaker sleeps deeper, you too are carried deeper. Into stillness, into softness, into rest. The hours of night pass slowly, each moment unhurried, like drops of water falling into a still pond. The village does not stir. Every shutter is closed, every hearth is dim, every voice hushed into the quiet rhythm of dreams. The bell tower stands tall above it all, watching over roofs and streets, fields and paths. The bronze bell rests in its frame, unmoving yet eternal, its silent weight a comfort in the darkness. The moon glides across the sky, pale light slipping along the curve of the bell, painting it with silver grace. Inside the workshop, the bell maker breathes deeply, evenly. His sleep is sound, his dreams a tapestry of memory and imagination. Each dream folds gently into the next, without hurry, without end, as though his mind has become a river flowing into quiet seas. He dreams of the casting pit, glowing with fire. He remembers the heat against his skin, the sparks that danced in the air, the molten bronze glowing like the heart of the sun. He recalls how villagers gathered to watch, eyes wide, hearts lifted, whispering prayers as the metal poured into the waiting mold. It was a ritual as much as a craft, half faith, half fire. The dream shifts, and he sees the moment of unveiling. The clay mold cracked open, the bell revealed, gleaming raw and new. Villagers gasped softly, as though witnessing a child's first cry. They touched the fresh bronze with reverence, fingers brushing the carved inscriptions, tracing the prayers and blessings that would live within its sound. The bellmaker's dream heart swells with pride, but the pride is gentle, not sharp. It is the pride of having given something lasting, something beyond himself, something that belongs to the village as much as to his hands. The dream flows onward. He is no longer in the workshop, no longer in the square. He stands instead in a field at dawn, dew glittering on the grass, the air crisp with morning's first breath. Somewhere nearby, the bell tolls, once, low and rich, the note rolling over the land like a wave. The sound blends with birdsong, with the hum of bees, with the rustle of wind in the grass. The world itself seems to answer the bell, as though nature has been waiting to join its song. He smiles in the dream, his heart at rest. He knows that bells have long been more than tools. They were voices of towns, guardians of hours, guides for travelers lost in fog. In some places, people believed bells could heal sickness. Their vibrations thought to drive away illness as they drove away storms. And whether true or not, such belief gave comfort. Comfort is as healing as truth. The bellmaker breathes deeply in his sleep, his chest rising and falling with the rhythm of dream. The candle has long since gone out, leaving only moonlight in the workshop. The shadows are deep, but soft, layered like blankets, wrapping the room in peace. Outside, the village rests soundly. A dog shifts in its sleep, paws twitching as if chasing something in a dream. A shutter creaks softly in the breeze, then stills. The river flows, steady and low, its song weaving into the night. The bell tower stands in silence, yet the silence hums with presence. The bronze bell does not ring, but it does not need to. Its very existence is enough to soothe, to steady, to assure. The bellmaker's dream deepens still. He imagines walking through a vast hall of bells, each one different, each one singing its own tone. Some are tall and narrow, their notes high and bright. Some are wide and deep, their tones low and resonant, vibrating in the chest like a second heartbeat. The hall seems endless, stretching into mist, filled with sound that is not loud, but surrounding, enveloping, eternal. He walks among them slowly, listening, breathing, absorbing. Each bell feels like a story, each tone a memory, each resonance a piece of the world preserved. And in this dream hall, he feels no weight, no burden, only calm, only the soft echo of eternity. His steps grow slower, softer. The sound of bells fades into the rhythm of his breathing. The hall itself grows dim, the mist thickening until it becomes a gentle cloud. He sinks into it as though into a soft bed, his body weightless, his mind untroubled. The night outside deepens further. The stars arc across the sky. The moon lowers gently toward the horizon, the first pale hint of dawn waiting far beyond. The bell remains silent, the village still asleep. But there is a sense of waiting, not anxious, but patient-like, the pause before a song resumes. The bellmaker shifts slightly in his sleep, sighing softly. His face is peaceful, his hands loose, his breath calm. He is far from waking, far from worry, far from noise. He is exactly where he needs to be, deep within rest. And you, too, are carried there. You feel the silence of the tower, the weight of the bell, the calm of the village. You feel the softness of the dream hall, the mist wrapping you, the tones fading gently into nothing. Your breath slows to match the rhythm, Your body grows heavier, your thoughts lighter. You are safe, you are calm, you are drifting deeper and deeper toward the heart of sleep. The night holds you, the story holds you, the bell holds you, and all is well. The hours of night pass slowly, each moment unhurried, like drops of water falling into a still pond. The village does not stir. Every shutter is closed, every hearth is dim, every voice hushed into the quiet rhythm of dreams. The bell tower stands tall above it all, watching over roofs and streets, fields and paths. The bronze bell rests in its frame, unmoving yet eternal, its silent weight a comfort in the darkness. The moon glides across the sky, pale light slipping along the curve of the bell, painting it with silver grace. Inside the workshop, the bell-maker breathes deeply, evenly. His sleep is sound, his dreams a tapestry of memory and imagination. Each dream folds gently into the next, without hurry, without end, as though his mind has become a river flowing into quiet seas. He dreams of the casting pit, glowing with fire. He remembers the heat against his skin, the sparks that danced in the air, the molten bronze glowing like the heart of the sun. He recalls how villagers gathered to watch, eyes wide, hearts lifted, whispering prayers as the metal poured into the waiting mold. It was a ritual as much as a craft, half faith, half fire. The dream shifts, and he sees the moment of unveiling. The clay mold cracked open, the bell revealed, gleaming raw and new. Villagers gasped softly, as though witnessing a child's first cry. They touched the fresh bronze with reverence, fingers brushing the carved inscriptions, tracing the prayers and blessings that would live within its sound. The bellmaker's dream heart swells with pride, but the pride is gentle, not sharp. It is the pride of having given something lasting, something beyond himself, something that belongs to the village as much as to his hands. The dream flows onward. He is no longer in the workshop, no longer in the square. He stands instead in a field at dawn, dew glittering on the grass, the air crisp with morning's first breath. Somewhere nearby, the bell tolls, once, low and rich, the note rolling over the land like a wave. The sound blends with birdsong, with the hum of bees, with the rustle of wind in the grass. The world itself seems to answer the bell, as though nature has been waiting to join its song. He smiles in the dream, his heart at rest. He knows that bells have long been more than tools. They were voices of towns, guardians of hours, guides for travelers lost in fog. In some places, people believed bells could heal sickness, their vibrations thought to drive away illness as they drove away storms. And whether true or not, such belief gave comfort. Comfort is as healing as truth. The bellmaker breathes deeply in his sleep, his chest rising and falling with the rhythm of dream. The candle has long since gone out, leaving only moonlight in the workshop. The shadows are deep, but soft, layered like blankets, wrapping the room in peace. Outside, the village rests soundly. A dog shifts in its sleep, paws twitching as if chasing something in a dream. A shutter creaks softly in the breeze, then stills. The river flows, steady and low, its song weaving into the night. The bell tower stands in silence, yet the silence hums with presence. The bronze bell does not ring, but it does not need to. Its very existence is enough to soothe, to steady, to assure. The bellmaker's dream deepens still. He imagines walking through a vast hall of bells, each one different, each one singing its own tone. Some are tall and narrow, their notes high and bright. Some are wide and deep, their tones low and resonant, vibrating in the chest like a second heartbeat. The hall seems endless, stretching into mist, filled with sound that is not loud, but surrounding, enveloping, eternal. He walks among them slowly, listening, breathing, absorbing. Each bell feels like a story, each tone a memory, each resonance a piece of the world preserved. And in this dream hall, he feels no weight, no burden, only calm, only the soft echo of eternity. His steps grow slower, softer. The sound of bells fades into the rhythm of his breathing. The hall itself grows dim, the mist thickening until it becomes a gentle cloud. He sinks into it as though into a soft bed, his body weightless, his mind untroubled. The night outside deepens further. The stars arc across the sky, The moon lowers gently toward the horizon, the first pale hint of dawn waiting far beyond. The bell remains silent, the village still asleep, but there is a sense of waiting, not anxious, but patient-like, the pause before a song resumes. The bellmaker shifts slightly in his sleep, sighing softly. His face is peaceful, his hands loose, his breath calm. He is far from waking, far from worry, far from noise. He is exactly where he needs to be, deep within rest. And you, too, are carried there. You feel the silence of the tower, the weight of the bell, the calm of the village. You feel the softness of the dream hall, the mist wrapping you, the tones fading gently into nothing. Your breath slows to match the rhythm. Your body grows heavier, your thoughts lighter. You are safe. You are calm. You are drifting deeper and deeper toward the heart of sleep. The night holds you. The story holds you. The bell holds you. And all is well. The night stretches on, vast and patient, each moment unfolding like a slow wave upon a quiet shore. The village remains still, its houses breathing with the calm rhythm of sleep, every window dark, every fire dim, every heart resting in silence. Above it all, the bell tower stands as guardian. Stone cool, bronze gleaming faintly, the structure is steady against the sky. The moon has drifted low, close to the horizon now, its silver light softening into pale glow. Stars wink faintly, dimming as if preparing to give way to morning. Yet for now, it is still night, and the bell holds its silence, serene, powerful in its stillness. Inside the workshop, the bellmaker slumbers deeply. Each note rises softly into the cool air, blending with the rustle of leaves and the murmur of fountains. He feels his heart slow, his breath deepen, as if each chime were guiding him further inward. The dream shifts again. Now he is standing in a market square long ago, where traveling bards perform for villagers. One bard carries a handbell, ringing it between verses, its clear note drawing children closer, brightening the air. The bellmaker watches, smiling softly, reminded that bells were not only for towers, but also for music, for joy, for storytelling. The memory fades into something more timeless. He is surrounded by fog, cool and gentle, and out of the fog rise towers. Each tower holds a bell. Each bell rings once, then fades, then rings again. The tones echo endlessly, weaving together into a pattern so vast, so endless. It feels like the heartbeat of the world itself. The bellmaker listens, absorbed. The tones do not command, they soothe. They do not demand, they comfort. They are reminders that time flows, gently and endlessly, carrying all things forward, yet always holding them safe. In the waking world, his breath grows deeper, slower. The night wraps him, the silence cradles him. The candle has long gone cold, but moonlight rests across his bench, across his hands, as though the sky itself watches over him. The village lies untouched by sound. Even the river flows quietly now, its song reduced to a faint whisper in the distance. The breeze has stilled, the trees are silent, the animals at rest. It is a perfect stillness, a perfect pause, the kind of night that feels eternal. And within that eternity, the bell waits, silent, steady, sure. The bellmaker's dream deepens further. He finds himself walking in a great library, its walls lined with scrolls and books, its floors echoing softly underfoot. He moves slowly, listening, until he notices that the silence is not complete. Somewhere deep within, a bell rings faintly, so soft it seems to come from the heart of the library itself. The sound is not meant to alarm, not meant to summon. It is simply there, a heartbeat in sound, reminding all who listen to breathe, to pause, to rest. He follows the sound, deeper and deeper into the shelves. Each step feels lighter, as though gravity itself is loosening. Each breath feels slower, softer, as though the air itself has thickened into a calming mist. At last, he reaches the center of the library. There, a single bell rests upon a wooden table. It is small, no larger than his hand, but it shines as though it holds a star within it. When it rings, the sound is gentle, pure, endless, and as he listens, he feels every worry, every weight, dissolve into silence. The dream folds around him like a cloak. He drifts, carried by the sound, lulled by the silence between notes. There is no beginning, no end now, only rest, only peace, and you, too, are carried there. You walk beside him, in the library of silence. You hear the bell, soft and steady. You feel the weight of calm settle into your body, into your breath, into your thoughts. Your eyes grow heavy, your body soft, your mind quiet. The night continues outside. The moon lowers further, brushing the horizon with pale light. The stars fade one by one, like candles gently blown out. The village rests on, cradled in silence, wrapped in night. The bellmaker sleeps, his dream deep, his heart calm. The bell waits, its presence steady, its silence strong. And you, drifting with them, fall deeper still. Into the silence, into the softness, into the embrace of sleep. The sky softens as the night begins its slow turning toward dawn. The horizon holds the faintest line of pale blue, though the village still sleeps, unaware. The moon lingers low, a silver lantern fading gently, and the stars dim like embers in cooling ash. The bell tower remains tall, unmoved, timeless. The bronze bell rests in silence, kissed by the last trace of moonlight. Its weight seems eternal, its stillness full of presence, as though it holds the dreams of the whole village within its bronze heart. Inside the workshop, the bellmaker dreams on. The rhythm of his breath is deep and even, each exhale a whisper, each inhale a tide. He is far from waking, deeper than memory, deeper than thought, drifting on the currents of dream. His dream places him in a meadow once more, but this time the meadow is endless, stretching beyond sight. The grass sways in slow rhythm, each blade touched with dew that glitters faintly like scattered gems. In the distance, a bell tolls softly, its tone low and resonant, rolling over the meadow like a wave of warmth. The sound is not urgent, it is patient, kind, carrying him forward, as though guiding him along a path unseen. He follows the sound. Each step is slow, each breath matched to the rhythm of the bell. Time feels different here, stretched and softened, as though each moment is a pool of calm. There is no hurry, only stillness, only peace. The sound leads him toward a grove of tall trees. Their branches arch above him, forming a canopy of green touched by faint starlight. Wind stirs gently among the leaves, their rustling blending with the distant toll until the whole grove feels like a living lullaby. At the grove's center stands a smaller bell, hanging from a wooden frame. It sways slightly in the breeze, striking just enough to release a single, low note. That note hums through the ground, through the trees, through the air itself, as though reminding the world to rest. The bellmaker places a hand upon the frame. The wood is smooth, warm, alive with the echo of sound. He closes his eyes, listens, breathes, and feels every part of himself settle deeper into calm. Back in the real world, the workshop is wrapped in silence. The candle has long since gone dark, leaving only the faint silver of night through the window. Dust motes drift unseen in the air, and the stone walls stand quiet, steady, ancient. The bellmaker does not stir, his body heavy with sleep, his mind adrift. The village, too, remains at rest. A rooster stirs once, but does not crow. The hour not yet ready. The animals lie curled in barns and by hearths, their dreams as soft as the villagers' own. The river flows on, steady, its voice blending into the hush of night. The bell tower holds firm, its silent guardian above all. Even in its stillness, it seems to radiate strength, as though saying without words, "You are safe. Rest now. All is well." The bellmaker's dream shifts again. He finds himself in a cathedral, vast and echoing, its ceilings high, its air filled with quiet reverence. Light filters through colored glass, painting the floor with shades of ruby, sapphire, and gold. At the far end, a row of bells hangs above the choir loft, each one shining in the filtered light. As he watches, a single rope is pulled. One bell tolls, low and steady. The sound rolls across the cathedral like a tide, filling every space, every corner, every heart. It is not loud, it is deep, grounding, eternal. The bellmaker feels it vibrate through his chest, his bones, his very being, until he himself feels like an instrument of the sound. He breathes with it. One slow inhale, one slow exhale. Each breath is the bell. Each breath is the tone. Each breath is peace. The dream softens once more, dissolving into mist, carrying him further inward, deeper into stillness. And you, too, drift with him. You stand in the cathedral of silence. You hear the toll. You feel it within your chest. Your breath slows. Your body softens. Your thoughts fade. The sound is within you, and you are within the sound. The night outside continues its gentle turning. The stars fade further. The horizon grows lighter. Though the village still sleeps deeply, the bell remains silent, waiting for its hour, patient as the earth itself. And the bellmaker remains at peace, dreaming within dreams, carried by sound, cradled by silence. The world grows quieter still. Even thought seems far away. Even time itself seems hushed. There is only rhythm. There is only breath. There is only sleep. And so you drift, as he drifts, as the village drifts. Together, in silence, in stillness, in peace. The horizon brightens just a little more, though the village still slumbers in silence. The faintest thread of dawn begins to stretch across the sky, painting it in pale blue and soft gray. But it is not yet morning. It is that tender in-between, where night holds on, and day waits patiently to arrive. The bell tower keeps its steady vigil. Stone unmoving, bronze resting. The great bell waits, silent but alive, its weight both anchor and comfort. It feels less like an object and more like a presence, calm, protective, eternal. Inside the workshop, the bellmaker's breath is deep and slow. His body has softened fully into rest, heavy against the bench where he first drifted into sleep. Yet his dream carries him elsewhere, far beyond the walls, far beyond the village. He dreams of walking along a quiet shoreline. The sea is calm, its waves gentle, lapping against smooth sand with a steady rhythm. Each wave feels like a chime, each retreat of water like a bell fading into silence. The sky above him glows with stars, their reflections shimmering across the water's dark surface. He follows the shoreline, his feet sinking softly into cool sand. Ahead, he sees a figure ringing a small handbell, its sound bright yet soothing, carrying across the water. The sound does not disturb the sea. Instead, the waves seem to move in harmony with it, as though the ocean itself listens. The bellmaker approaches. The figure is cloaked in gray, face hidden, posture calm. The handbell sways once more, its note lingering in the night air, and then the figure fades, dissolving into mist, leaving only the sound behind. The bellmaker listens. The note blends with the waves, with the sky, with the stars themselves. It becomes not a sound, but a feeling, calm, grounding, infinite. He breathes it in, lets it settle within him, and drifts deeper. Back in the real world, the village sleeps untouched. Every roofline rests beneath the fading stars, every hearth dark, every body at peace. The breeze is still, the fields quiet, the barns hushed. Even the river runs more slowly, as though it too respects the silence of the hour. The bell tower looms, above all, strong, steady, protective, and within it, the great bell waits in silence, its presence like a guardian's watchful hand. The dream shifts once more. The bellmaker now finds himself in a mountain pass, high and quiet, the peaks around him sharp and glistening with snow. The air is cool and thin, each breath deep and clarifying. Far in the distance, he hears a bellow, long, echoing across the mountains. It is the sound of a monastery's bell, calling monks to prayer before the sun rises. The tone rolls down the slopes, filling the valleys, carrying for miles. It is not hurried, it is not demanding, it is simply present, an anchor in the vast stillness of the mountains. The bellmaker stands, listening, feeling the sound reverberate in his chest. It is a reminder of rhythm, of time, of peace. The mountains hold their silence, but the bell carries their message. Rest, breathe, be still. He closes his eyes and lets the sound move through him. The mountains, the sky, the snow, all dissolve into that single note, endless, eternal. He drifts further into the dream, deeper into the silence between tones, and you, too, drift with him. You stand upon the mountain path, cool air filling your lungs, the sound of the bell echoing across the peaks. It does not disturb you, it calms you, it fills you with quiet certainty that you are safe, you are at rest, you are whole. The dream folds once more. Now he walks in a cloister, stone arches overhead, lanterns burning dimly along the walls. Each step he takes echoes softly, the sound blending with the faint ringing of distant bells. The monks pass silently, their robes whispering against the floor, their presence gentle, serene. The air smells faintly of wax and incense, carrying with it the essence of centuries of prayer. At the center of the cloister is a small fountain, its water trickling in soft rhythm. Beside it, a single bell rests upon a wooden stand. It is struck once, its tone pure, light, shimmering like sunlight through glass. The sound ripples through the air, over the stones, over the water, over the heart. The bell maker listens. He feels his thoughts quiet, his breath deepen, his body soften. The world narrows into the sound, into the silence, into the rhythm of rest. Back in the workshop, his body mirrors the dream. His breath is even, his heart slow, his mind far away. He is as still as the tools upon the bench, as the wood shavings on the floor, as the shadows on the wall. And outside, the village breathes as one. Every sleeper rests deeply, held in the quiet arms of night. The bell tower stands strong, its bronze heart silent yet steady, its presence a comfort to all who dream beneath it. The horizon glows a little brighter. Dawn is closer now, but night still holds on, still cradles the world in silence, still whispers, rest, rest, rest. And so you drift, with the bellmaker, with the village, with the night itself, deeper into silence, deeper into stillness, deeper into peace. The night stretches on, though dawn lingers patiently at the edges of the sky. The stars are fading, one by one, like candles gently blown out. The moon hangs low, a silver curve nearly touching the horizon. All is still, all is calm. The bell tower watches over the village. Stone strong, bronze steady, the bell rests in silence, yet its silence feels alive, like a presence that breathes, that waits, that comforts. The workshop remains hushed. The bellmaker lies deeply asleep, wrapped in dreams that flow endlessly, carrying him from place to place, scene to scene. His breath is deep, his body heavy, his spirit light. The dream brings him now to a forest glade. The trees stand tall and ancient, their branches weaving into a canopy that lets moonlight filter softly through. The ground is covered with moss, soft beneath his steps, damp with night dew. Somewhere within the glade, a bell rings once clear, bright, delicate. The sound floats through the trees like mist, touching each branch, each leaf, each shadow. He follows the sound. It leads him to a wooden shrine, weathered by time, standing quietly among the roots of an oak. At its center hangs a bell, small but luminous, glowing faintly as though lit from within. When it sways, its tone fills the glade, soft and endless, blending with the song of crickets and the rustle of leaves. The bellmaker reaches out. He does not strike it, he simply rests his hand near its frame, and even without touching, he feels its hum, low and steady, resonating through the air. It is not only sound, it is calm made audible. It is silence given voice. Back in the real world, his body mirrors the dream. Still, soft, resting. His breath moves in rhythm with the imagined bell, each inhale long, each exhale longer still. The village sleeps on, the fields are quiet, barns are hushed, hearths are dark. Every roof holds its family in gentle dreams. Every sleeper lies beneath the still arms of night. The river flows slowly, its voice blending with the silence, like a lullaby, too soft to notice. The bell tower rises above it all, its shadow cast long across the empty square. The great bronze heart inside remains untouched, silent, steady, as though in meditation. The dream shifts again. Now the bellmaker is walking along a narrow cobblestone street. It is empty, lined with timbered houses, each shutter closed, each lantern extinguished. Only the sound of his footsteps echoes, soft and hollow, bouncing gently between the walls. But then, faintly, from somewhere above, a bell chimes. It is the hour bell, telling time in the quietest voice. The sound does not wake the street. It only lingers, marking the passage of night, like a hand upon the shoulder. The bellmaker listens. He feels comfort in its steadiness, in the knowledge that even while all else rests, the bell keeps watch. Its rhythm is the world's rhythm. Its voice is the world's voice. He breathes in time with it. The sound becomes his breath. The silence between tones becomes his rest. He drifts deeper, carried on the tide of sound and silence, thought and stillness. The dream folds once more. Now he stands at the edge of a wide plain, grass waving under the faint light of stars. In the distance, mounted travelers pass, their cloaks billowing softly, their horses moving with slow, steady steps. One of them carries a bell strapped to the saddle, its small tone ringing with each movement. The sound is steady, rhythmic, like the beating of a heart. The bellmaker listens, feeling the sound carry across the plain, across the night, across the centuries. It is the sound of journeys, of passage, of time flowing ever onward. It does not disturb him. It comforts him. It tells him he is part of something larger, endless, eternal. Back in the workshop, he breathes deeper still. His chest rises slowly, falls gently, his face softened into perfect rest. The candle has long since melted away, leaving only the pale touch of dawn beginning at the window. And outside, the village still lies in sleep. The bell tower looms, its silent guardian above all. And within, the bronze bell waits silent, steady, present. The horizon brightens more. Dawn is close, yet the night still holds on, offering its last, deepest silence. And you, with the bellmaker, are carried further into it, further into stillness, further into calm, further into peace. The horizon glows a little brighter, though the village is still deep in sleep. The faintest light of dawn brushes the edges of rooftops, soft as a feather's touch. The world holds its breath in this quiet hour, balanced between night and morning. The bell tower stands unmoved, ancient, certain. Stone steady, bronze resting. Its silence feels alive, like a soft hand laid upon the shoulder of the world. Inside the workshop, the bellmaker's body is heavy, his mind far away. His breath is slow, each exhale long, each inhale deep. Dream carries him further, beyond time, beyond place. He finds himself now in a cloister garden, enclosed by high stone walls. The air is fragrant with rosemary, lavender, thyme. A fountain murmurs gently at the center, its trickling water blending with the hush of leaves stirred by a passing breeze. Overhead, a sky of indigo holds the last fading stars. From somewhere within the cloister, a bell rings once. It is small, pure, delicate. The sound floats across the garden like a feather on air, lingering, then fading, then lingering again. The bellmaker breathes with it. Each note becomes his breath. Each silence between notes becomes his stillness. He walks along the path, moss soft beneath his feet, stone cool beneath his hand, as he trails it across the wall. The herbs brush against him, releasing their scent. The fragrance of earth, of leaf, of bloom, carries into him as though it, too, is part of the lullaby. At the fountain, he pauses. The water glitters faintly in the half-light, and beside it, a bronze bell rests upon a stone stand, polished by centuries of touch. He closes his eyes, listens to its faint hum, and feels the peace of countless prayers, countless breaths, woven into its presence. Back in the workshop, his body remains at rest, the candle long gone, the shadows still deep, the dawn not yet fully arrived. His breath mirrors the rhythm of the dream steady, sure, timeless. The village lies silent. Every home still wrapped in dreams, every sleeper untouched by waking. The barn's quiet, the animals calm, the river hushed into its slowest voice. The bell tower remains above all, its presence steady as the stars. Its silence is not emptiness, it is fullness. It is the presence of calm, made solid. The dream shifts once more. The bellmaker now walks along the high walls of a castle. The stones are damp with morning mist, the air cool and still. Torches flicker faintly, though most have gone dark. Far below, the village sleeps. Far above, the sky begins to pale. A bell hangs at the castle gate. It is struck once, marking the changing of the watch. The sound is low, rolling across the stones, across the field, across the world. The bellmaker closes his eyes and lets the note wash over him. It carries with it a sense of protection, of watchfulness, of safety. He breathes it in. The note becomes his heartbeat. The silence becomes his rest. In the waking world, his chest rises slowly, falls gently. The workshop is utterly still, save for the faint whisper of dawn creeping at the window. The tools lie untouched, the bench silent, the air heavy with calm. The dream carries him further. Now he is in a market square at twilight, lanterns glowing, merchants packing away their wares. The air is filled with the smell of roasted chestnuts, of wool, of fresh bread cooling. Children run across the square, laughter fading into the night. And at the far end, a bell is struck, a curfew bell, soft and steady, reminding all that the day is ending, the night beginning. The bellmaker listens. Its tone is not stern, not commanding. It is gentle, guiding, like a parent's hand at a child's shoulder. It says, "Rest now. Be safe. The day is done." He lets the note drift through him, dissolving every thought, every fragment of wakefulness. The world folds into sound, into silence, into calm. And you, too, walk with him through the square. You hear the curfew bell. You feel its reassurance. You know that all is safe, all is well, all is at rest. Back outside the dream, the village remains perfectly still. The horizon glows faintly, but no bird sings yet, no rooster calls, no sleeper stirs. The night's final silence is deep and endless, like an ocean without waves. The bell tower stands unmoved. Its silence speaks. All is safe. All is watched. Rest, the bellmaker, in dream and in body, obeys. His heart slows, his breath deepens, his thoughts dissolve. He is adrift, utterly, completely, endlessly at peace. And you drift with him, held in silence, cradled in stillness, resting in the eternal pause of night. The night is nearly spent. The sky has begun to pale with the approach of dawn, yet the village still dreams. The stars have thinned to only a few, lingering like quiet guardians overhead. The moon hangs low, dim and fading, a silver lantern nearly extinguished. The bell tower rises tall against the horizon. Stone, ancient, bronze, unmoving. Its stillness is not emptiness, but presence vast, protective, eternal. Within the workshop, the bellmaker remains asleep. His breath is slow, steady. His body is heavy, perfectly surrendered to rest. And his dream carries him onward, weaving through places both real and timeless. He dreams now of a long bridge of stone, stretching across a river wide and calm. The water below reflects the stars, the bridge lit only by the faint glow of the sky. At the center of the bridge stands a small shrine. Within it hangs a bell, bronze touched with green from centuries of rain. A traveler strikes it once, and its tone ripples across the water, spreading outward in widening rings of sound. The bellmaker watches. The sound seems to reach not just his ears but his chest, his breath, his very bones. It is as though the river itself carries the note, whispering to the night, "Rest, rest, rest, rest." He stands quietly, breathing with the rhythm, feeling the weight of the world dissolve into calm. Back in the waking world, his body mirrors the dream. Still, soft, anchored in silence. The workshop holds its hush, the dawn not yet fully formed. Shadows still deep. The village sleeps on. Not a window opens, not a door creaks, not a voice stirs. The animals lie curled. The barns are hushed. The river flows like a whisper. The silence is whole, unbroken. The bell tower remains above it all, its presence steady, its heart of bronze, waiting. The dream carries him further. Now he finds himself in a field of tall grass. The blades sway gently, their tips brushing together in soft rhythm. The sound is like thousands of faint chimes, a natural choir of whispering bells. He walks through the field, the grass parting around him. Ahead, he sees a wooden post with a small bell tied to it, its rope frayed from age. The wind moves the bell just slightly, releasing a note so soft it could almost be imagined. Yet he hears it, clearly, gentle, fleeting, eternal. He pauses. The sound is not loud, it is not long, but it carries within it all the calm of the world, distilled into a single breath of tone. He closes his eyes and lets it sink into him. The dream shifts again. Now he is inside a great hall, its stone walls lit by torches burning low. Tables are empty, benches deserted, the fire at the hearth reduced to glowing coals. It is light so late the hall itself seems to be asleep. At the far end, above the doors, a bell hangs. It is not struck often, yet now it tolls once, deep and slow. The sound rolls through the hall, vibrating in the stone, in the air, in the silence itself. The bellmaker feels it within him. He breathes with it. Each note is a heartbeat. Each pause is rest. Back in the workshop, his chest rises, falls, in the same rhythm. Time passes unnoticed. The silence deepens. The village remains at peace. No dream is disturbed. No sleeper stirs. The river flows faintly. The fields lie quiet. The barns remain hushed. The night clings to its last moment of stillness. The bell tower looms above all, ancient, unshaken, as though it has stood not for centuries but for eternity. Its silence holds meaning, as though it whispers, "You are safe. You are cradled. Sleep." The dream shifts once more. Now the bellmaker is seated in a cloistered chamber, walls lined with books, candles flickering faintly on wooden shelves. At the center of the room is a small table, and upon it rests a bell made of crystal, clear and luminous. When it rings, its sound is unlike bronze or iron. It is light, pure, like the note of glass, touched by a fingertip. The tone is fragile, yet endless, echoing gently through the chamber. He listens, mesmerized. The sound seems to clear the air, as though sweeping away thought, weight, time itself. He breathes in its clarity, exhales into its silence, and sinks deeper still. And you drift with him. You hear the crystal bell. You feel its lightness. You sense its clarity, clearing your mind, softening your body, slowing your breath. It carries you further into stillness, further into rest. Outside, dawn begins its slow approach. The horizon glows pale, faint light spilling across fields and rooftops. But still the village sleeps. Still the silence holds. Still the bell tower stands, eternal, watchful. The bellmaker dreams on, guided by bells of every kind: bronze, wood, glass, wind. Each tone softens him, carries him, dissolves him into the endless rhythm of sleep. He is cradled. You are cradled. The whole world is cradled. And so the silence deepens, the calm expands, and rest becomes all that remains. The horizon lightens further, though the village still slumbers undisturbed. The first brush of dawn stretches across the fields, faint and pale, yet not strong enough to wake. It is the softest light, the gentlest beginning. The bell tower rises steady against it, unmoved. The stone walls catch the faint glow, but the bronze bell within holds its silence. Its quiet is not absence. It is a presence, vast and protective, a silence that watches over all. Inside the workshop, the bellmaker's body remains perfectly at rest. His breath is slow, deep, measured. His hands lie loosely folded, his head bowed in sleep. Dream carries him further, weaving scene after scene, each one a cradle of calm. Now he dreams of a quiet courtyard, cobblestones cool beneath his feet, walls high and ivy-covered, lanterns dim along the arches. At the center stands a bell upon a stone plinth, its surface worn smooth with age. When it rings, its tone is not loud but deep, resonant, like the earth itself humming. The note lingers, fades, returns in memory, and he breathes with it as though it were his own pulse. The dream carries him onward. He finds himself walking through a narrow cloister. Stone pillars rise around him, their shadows long, their carvings softened by centuries of touch. The air is filled with the faint scent of wax and incense, and from somewhere deeper within the cloister, a bell tolls. Its sound is calm, deliberate, a slow measure of time that has nothing to do with hurry. It says only, "Rest, rest, rest." The bellmaker follows the sound. It leads him to a quiet chapel, empty of awe but silence. There, a single bell hangs above the altar, its bronze touched by faint candlelight. When struck, it gives a note that seems to go on forever, echoing not just through the room but through his own heart. Back in the workshop, his chest rises and falls in the same rhythm. The dream and the waking body are joined by sound, by breath, by silence. The village remains hushed. Every sleeper is wrapped in night. Every animal lies still in barns and by hearths. The river flows with its slow whisper. The fields rest in quiet shadow. The bell tower looms above, patient, watchful. The great bell does not stir, but its presence feels like a shield, a silent guardian against all disturbance. The dream shifts again. Now the bellmaker is walking through a great library, shelves rising high, filled with scrolls and manuscripts. Candles flicker, their wax dripping in slow rhythm, their light steady and golden. The air smells of parchment, ink, wood, and faint dust. Somewhere deep within the library, a bell chimes, not loudly, not sharply, just one soft tone, like a secret shared with the still air. The sound seems to sweep gently through the shelves, through the books, through the bellmaker's own thoughts. It clears them, quiets them, smooths them into silence. He walks deeper, following the sound. With each step, he feels lighter, softer, as though gravity itself has loosened. The bell chimes again and again, each note a whisper that says, "Be still, breathe, rest." He obeys. His breath slows. His body softens. His dream drifts further. Back in the workshop, the same rhythm carries him. Each inhale long, each exhale longer still. The candle gone, the shadows deep, the dawn still gentle at the edges of the sky. The village too breathes with him, every home, every sleeper, resting in perfect silence. The bell tower's shadow lies long across the square, steady and unshaken. The dream folds once more. Now the bellmaker is in a meadow, the grass damp with dew, the air cool with night's last breath. Above him, the sky pales further, stars nearly gone. The horizon glows faintly, promising light. In the meadow, a wooden frame holds a bell. It sways gently in the breeze, releasing a note that is light, airy, shimmering. The sound blends with the rustle of grass, with the faint song of waking birds, with the heartbeat of the earth itself. The bellmaker closes his eyes. The sound fills him, dissolves him, carries him into perfect calm. He feels no weight, no thought, only rest. And you too, stand with him in the meadow. You hear the bell, you feel the stillness, you breathe the calm. Your body softens, your thoughts quiet, your breath slows into harmony with the sound. Outside, the village lies safe in silence. The bell tower stands tall, its heart of bronze waiting, patient as stone, eternal as night. The dawn waits, too soft, tender, not rushing, and the world remains wrapped in calm. The bellmaker sleeps, the bell waits, and silence fills everything, endless, eternal, complete. The horizon now glows with pale gold, yet the village still dreams. The first bird stirs in silence, a flutter of wings too soft to disturb. The river whispers faintly, carrying the night's last secrets away. The bell tower watches above, unshaken, eternal. Its bronze heart remains still, yet its presence fills the air. Silence is no longer empty, it is the deepest sound of all. Inside the workshop, the bellmaker breathes peacefully, his body heavy, his thoughts dissolved. The work of his hands rests, his heart cradled in the dream. The dream carries him one last time. He finds himself standing before the great bell, at the top of the tower. The dawn light touches the bronze, making it glow faintly as though alive. The air is perfectly still, the world perfectly quiet. He places a hand on the bell's cool surface. It hums, though it has not been struck. The hum is low, deep, and less as if the bell contains not just sound, but silence itself. The bell maker closes his eyes, and in that moment, he understands. The bell's song is not the strike, not the echo. It is the silence between. The stillness that holds everything safe, everything calm, everything whole. The dream folds gently around him. The bell does not ring. It does not need to. Its silence is the lullaby, the promise, the eternal embrace. And as he drifts deeper, so do you. You too stand before the bell. You too feel its hum in your chest. You too understand that this silence, this stillness, belongs to you. The village rests, the fields rest, the river, the forest, the sky all rest. The bell tower stands, and within it, the bell holds its eternal silence, its eternal song. The bell maker breathes once more, slow and long, and then he is utterly still. Not gone, not lost, simply dissolved into the same silence that cradles everything, and you, too, are held, cradled by stillness, surrounded by silence, safe in the eternal night. Let the soundless bell keep watch for you. Let the tower stand above you. Let the silence fold around you like the softest blanket. Now, there is nothing to do, nothing to hold, nothing to think, only rest. The story ends. The night holds you. The bell keeps its silence. And you drift into sleep, peaceful, weightless, endlessly safe.